people are beginning to believe that Donald Trump could possibly lose the state of North Carolina. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today we have to talk about the 2024 presidential election because there's a brand new poll that was just released out of North Carolina that shows Kamala Harris with a slight lead in the state. Yeah, that's right. The trash polling is finally back because of all the states to find a Harris lead in. They somehow found Harris was slightly ahead in North Carolina. Are you serious right now? Of all the states that you could have found a lead in, like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, no. These bozos found, actually, Kamala Harris is now winning the state of North Carolina. And you can guess how people reacted. Everyone lost their freaking minds. Everyone's now claiming Trump's in deep trouble in North Carolina. He's on pace to lose in a landslide. He's going to lose in North Carolina by a record margin. All because of one poll, which, by the way, was not only conducted by YouGov, but Ford Carolina, a Democrat organization, sponsored it. So it's a double whammy. You have YouGov, one of the shittiest polls out there, doing a poll for a Democrat organization, and they found Harris slightly ahead. Really? This is the poll that's making everyone freak out that we're going to lose in North Carolina? Really? Unbelievable. So now we have to talk about North Carolina, a state that for 95% of the cycle was not talked about. No one was talking about North Carolina except the governorship because people thought, okay, it's a close race, whatever. And by the way, this poll's claiming Robinson's down by 10. Bull crap. He might be down, fine, but by 10 points. And people are just running with it. Hell, the Supreme Court race is D+1. Every statewide office in North Carolina, doesn't matter what it is, except for like 2. The Democrat has a lead in. And everyone's running with it. No questions asked. It's a perfectly fine poll. Harris is winning North Carolina now. I just cannot believe that we have to talk about North Carolina now because people are just making shit up now. Everyone just believes out of the blue North Carolina's going to flip. And you know the worst part about this poll? You know damn well that within a week or two, we're probably getting a poll from like Ohio, Texas, Iowa, or like Indiana or something crazy, where it's going to have like Harris up by like 5 points or Trump barely ahead. Watch. It's going to happen now. I don't like to talk like that, but if they start bringing back the Democrat leads in North Carolina, especially at the presidential level, would you really be surprised if we start seeing Harris +5 in Ohio, Harris +3 in Iowa, Harris +10 in Texas? It's probably going to happen. And people are going to fall for it. No. Harris is not going to win Ohio, let alone lose it by like 5 points. She's going to lose it by like 10 to 15 at this point. Could it change? Maybe. But as of now, anyone that really believes that Harris is winning North Carolina, that she's possibly going to be up in Ohio, you're nuts. You're delusional. That's not going to happen. So let's look at the top line. It's Harris at 46%, Trump at 46%. Which, by the way, before I forget, look at the governorship. There, Robinson at 36, Stein at 46. So theoretically, you could argue, well, Stein is not doing better than Harris. Just magically, they found that Robinson was doing 10 points worse than Trump. Does this look like he's winning over a bunch of Trump supporters? Stein is at least. Doesn't look like it. That's why I'm saying that Robinson down by 10, that's not going to happen. Because these undecideds, I would say 80% of them are Trump supporters. But we're not here for the governorship. Like, I want to do a video on this eventually, but everyone's talking about Harris versus Trump. Because they somehow found Harris is actually tied with Trump in North Carolina, or hell, slightly ahead. Really? We're back to this crap. For starters, Trump would have to lose nationally by like 6 points to lose North Carolina. That's just a fact. How can you do the exact same as Biden, or not even that, but 3 to 4 points worse than Biden nationally, but somehow flip North Carolina? What? The RCP average is like Harris plus 0.5 or whatever. Biden won by 4.5 points nationally. So you're telling me that Trump's doing 4 points better nationally, but he's going to lose North Carolina this time? That might be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Now, you could argue, well, maybe North Carolina's trending Democrat. Okay, if that was the case, fine. You could argue that it's going to trend left of the country. But look at the voter registration data just from July. This is not from 3 months ago. Look at this. Change from July. Republicans plus 6,000. Democrats minus 722. And you can look by county. It's not just a bunch of ancestral Democrats in northeastern North Carolina, flipping to the Republicans. These are new voters. These are people that are becoming Republicans. They were never Democrats in the first place. So you're telling me that the voter registration data is awful for Democrats. Like, they've lost like 230,000 Democrats since 2020. While Republicans, they've gained about 30,000. Are you really going to tell me that that's a sign of North Carolina trending Democrat? Really? When the voter registration advantage has gone down 300,000 votes, that somehow means it's good news for Democrats in North Carolina? No. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So the more you look at this, North Carolina's not trending Democrat. Democrats want it to, but as of now, there's no data points to indicate it is in fact trending Democrat. But look at the other polling. Just ignore the fact that voter registration data is awful for Democrats. Look at the polling in North Carolina. Now, these are other polls conducted in North Carolina. And it's Trump plus 2, Trump plus 3, Trump plus 4. The average, as of now, is Trump plus 3. So you're telling me that even in Harris's peak, these polls, by the way, they're all in the same time frame. They get a Trump plus 3, Trump plus 4. These polls are just wrong, and no one should talk about them. But this one questionable poll from YouGov, which was sponsored by a Democrat group, is proof that Trump's going to lose North Carolina. That's how people are talking. You think I'm kidding? That's how some people are reacting to this poll, that, oh my goodness, it's proof that Trump's going to lose North Carolina. Ignore the fact that every other pollster, they might show a closer race than it was 2 months ago, but they still have Trump up by 3 points. So voter registration data is awful for Democrats, and even the other polls in North Carolina, they're showing Trump's at, 48%, Harris at 45%. And just a quick reminder that back in 2020, the polling in North Carolina dramatically overstated Biden's support. Look at this. In late July of 2020, the polls were showing Biden will win North Carolina by 5 points. He lost it by a point. Hell, in as late as October, they were finding Biden was up by 2 to 3 points. It was not until the very end that the RCP average finally flipped. And that was because Insider Advantage had a Trump plus 4, which corrected for the garbage from, CNBC, from other pollsters that had it Biden plus 6 or whatever. It is ridiculous that people just ignore the fact the polling in North Carolina, it's garbage. At least back in 2020, in 2016, same thing happened. Look at this. As late as October 30th, they found Clinton plus 3. Trump won by 3.5. Let's just round up to 4. He won by 4. So the polling in North Carolina in 2016, as late as October, understated Trump by 7 points. Now, I am not saying the polling average is going to be off by 7 points, but let's just say it's off by even 2, like it was at the very end. It understated Trump by 2 to 3 points. Let's just say that occurs. And by the way, YouGov, Their final poll in North Carolina back in 2016 was Clinton +3. And I'm curious, do they have one in 2020? Not seen any. Actually, they did. Biden +4. Their final poll was Biden +4 in North Carolina. So they were off by like 5 to 7 points in the state. Even if the average is off by 2 points, right? Let's just say it's off by 2, which is possible. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but let's just say fine, it's off by 2 points. That would mean Trump is winning North Carolina by 5. So the more you look at this poll from North Carolina, it's trash. I mean, YouGov was off by like 5 to 6 points in 2016 and 2020. And now they show Trump barely behind Harris, down by like 0.1 or whatever. It's a tied race, whatever. So if the poll's off by 5 to 6 points, again, let's just say 4, that would mean Trump's up by 4. Is that a good poll for Harris to be slightly ahead in a Democrat internal from YouGov? A group that has not once, that I can remember, ever been accurate in North Carolina, especially in presidential years. Yeah, I don't think that's a good poll for Harris at all. And the people that are just running with it, stop. You know this is garbage. You know it's a Democrat group. You know it's YouGov. Just go back to 2020. Their final poll had Trump losing North Carolina by 4. Even 2016, they had Trump down by 3. A 7-point miss. And I swear, if we get a Harris +3 and say Ohio or Texas, and the same people say, see, this is proof that Harris is going to win in a landslide, she's up in Ohio, I might lose it. Because it's the same people promoting the same crap, and people fall for it. They actually believe Harris is going to win Ohio, a state that Trump won by, what was it, 8 points in 2020? Yeah, that's reasonable. That's a landslide. An 8-point shift. Because the same people, they're promoting this. A poll from YouGov, which, again, has never been right, especially in North Carolina at the presidential level, sponsored by a Democrat group, and you get this pile of crap. Could they be right? I guess. There's a possibility that they're magically correct. But even if they are, whatever happened to ignoring partisan polls? Remember how just two to 3 months ago, everyone was saying, ignore X poll because it's sponsored by a Republican group. Which is fine, that's reasonable, I get that. But these same people, they're pushing this. Oh, Ford, Carolina, they're a Democrat group, but it doesn't matter. They have Harris up by a point. That's proof that she's going to win. Really? 2 months ago, that was not allowed. But now, a Democrat group, they can put out this crap, which is a clear outlier, and everyone runs with it. Like, no big deal. Harris up by 1 in North Carolina. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.